Hey, it's Joey, and you know me as a DJ, but I'm also a music producer based in Singapore, and I own a recording studio called Love One Another. And just to clarify, Love One Another in Manila is still operational. Angie Rozul is our head engineer, so he's the one that helms the sessions, and then he sends me the project files or the tracks. So I thought I'd give you a little setup tour of my rig here in Singapore. We should start off with the controls that I have in front of me. So this is the SSL controller series. Let me just remove these DeckSaver covers. Thank you, DeckSaver, for providing these and keeping our gear dust-free and safe. So over here, we've got the UF8. This is the one that I acquired most recently. So this gives me 8 motorized faders that I can use whenever I am mixing. I can pull up the faders really quick, come up with a rough mix, or if I'm drawing automation, it's great for that. And I've also assigned like some of the soft keys for my most used commands over in Cubase, which is my DAW of choice. It's something that Angie and I have been using for a while now. And also Ableton. Whenever I do my own productions, I use Ableton, so I can actually control both of those DAWs using these controllers. So this is the UF8, great with the faders. Over here on the right is the UC1. So this takes control of the SSL 4K plugins. Again, these are just plugin controllers, right? There's no actual audio processing that happens on these devices. So this lets me take control of filters, EQs, compressors, gate, and also has like a bus compressor control over in here. So really great for just getting hands-on with like my choice EQ plugins. Whenever I'm doing mixing, makes it faster and also a lot more fun. And the same goes with the UF1 over here on the far left of my setup. So this one has like a jog wheel, has some like my transport controls, as well as a nice display here that shows me phase, shows me levels, and also it works in conjunction with the UC1 controller. So whenever I am in a mix, what I can do is I can just scroll through tracks really quickly, and then I can see like the EQ graph over here on the screen, which is also quite nice. And this also has like this a channel wheel here. Now, I know I have it here on the UF8, so what I've done is that the channel fader on the UC1 also doubles up as a focus fader. So that means like I can use my mouse and I can hover over a plugin control, whatever that is, whether that's like a compressor, threshold knob, this EQ filter, whatever, and then I can just use this to actually change that control. It's a little bit more fun, feels a little bit more tactile compared to just clicking on the mouse. And yeah, I like doing it basically. So it's a lot more fun for me. And of course, like all these soft keys here, I've also assigned to my most used controls. So that's it for like my control surfaces here in front. They've just made mixing a lot more fun, especially when you're mixing a huge volume of work. So for example, this 2026, we're working on like a Sponge Cola double album. Lots of songs, right? So having like this setup here just makes me go through those songs a lot quicker. It's a little bit more involved as well. I always feel like using my hands whenever I do a mix, I come up with a different result because yeah, I am using my ears more than my eyes, and also I'm able to move things simultaneously, more than one volume, or you know, whether I'm writing automation or adjusting pans or sends or something like that, I can do it all at the same time instead of just using my mouse and doing it track by track. So it kind of frees me up to just be a little bit more spontaneous and creative whenever I'm doing a mix now, which is something that I really like. And yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, but I've been using it for a while now, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna go back. It just feels really good. So okay, so that's it for my control surfaces. Now let's head on over to our outboard gear here. So first off, we have a Universal Audio Apollo system. So I'm running an X16 and an X6. So the outputs of these go into the Dangerous Music 2 Bus Plus and 2 Bus LT summing boxes, which came from Hive Audio. Thank you, Nathan Malone, for providing these. This was like back in the pandemic, so thanks so much, Nathan and Dangerous Music. So we have those, so it's doing all of the summing in the analog domain. And out of the summing boxes, I go over here to the right of my desk, and here I have a bus compressor, which is an SSL style comp that I like putting, just like, you know, when I'm doing like a mix down, I like touching just a little bit. I don't like that needle moving too much, just a little bit, just to kind of glue things together. And then I also have a pair of Warm Audio tube EQs, EQPWAs. I was kind of skeptical about these. I saw somebody selling it on Carousel for a really good price for the pair, and I'm like, I'll never know unless I actually try, right? So I got these, tried them out, and yeah, I was very, very surprised that they actually do something really nice to the mixes that I make. One thing that I liked is, yeah, having that sort of bump in the low end whenever I want to have them, just by running the mix through it is good. But what I really like about this are the high cut filters. If I receive a project that's a little bit too bright sometimes, I just engage these and it's like takes care of like the high end harshness. I didn't expect to like them this much, but yeah, now I do. Let's head on over to our monitoring. So I have a Dangerous remote over here to my right, and this is connected to my Dangerous Monitor ST. And these go to a pair of Yamaha NS10Ms, which I brought from Manila, from the Manila studio. We have another pair of NS10s in the studio. I have another pair of NS10s in my bedroom back in Manila. I love NS10s. I noticed that my mixes translated a lot better when I started relying on these for overall mixing. For more of the critical decisions that I make, I have a pair of Odyssey LCD X's. Those are excellent. They're fantastic for editing, fantastic for mixing. I love them. And I know how they sound. Granted, like the soundstage, I find is a little bit too wide sometimes, but after like the first few months of just really spending a lot of time on those headphones, I kind of have an idea of what they do. So I'm not really bothered by them, but you may notice that when you first try them out, it's like, oh man, the soundstage is so wide. But yeah, you do get used to it after a while. So I usually toggle between those two monitoring methods. So I have the NS10s and then I have the LCD XS as headphones for the critical listening parts. And yeah, I just finish up on the NS10s just to make sure that I don't get any nasty low mid bumps that used to plague a lot of my mixes. And at the same time, I do have a pair of like Avantone mix cubes over here in the back. So that's like my entire system. As for DAWs, I mentioned I use Cubase mainly. That's something that Angie and I agreed on. He's very comfortable using Cubase. He's used it throughout his career. Starting from tracks and then moving into Yellow Room, and then now whenever he does like freelance work and he does engineering for us, Cubase is his go-to. So I was like, okay, I'll adjust and I'll learn Cubase inside and out. So yeah, pretty comfortable with it now. But sometimes like when I want to produce my own music, that's when I pull up Ableton Live, good old Ableton Live, and then just make music on it. I don't know, like I just like the stretching and like the ability to split stems in Ableton Live. I just love it. It's an all-in-one for me, especially if I'm producing electronic dance music and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's my little setup video for you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to answer them.